Unlike a majority of people who played this game originally on the PS1 or N64, I wasn't revisiting because of nostalgia reasons. I just thought, hey, these guys did a pretty good job remastering this game. Amazing how they took an almost 15-year-old game and recreated it from top to bottom, from the ground up, and put it on par with something modern. Coming from someone who favored the more action-oriented flair of the newer games, 4, 5, and some of 6, this game felt very similar to 7 in the sense of starts off very slow-paced and horror-focused. By the time you're creeping into the later levels, it becomes becomes call a zombie, with never-ending ammo, an abundance of enemies, miniguns, electric guns. There's all sorts of different crazy weapons and shit once you're going towards the end of the game. So, it's a Resident Evil game. All the other Resident Evil games that I played aside from 6 have done this formula slower. As you get to the end, it picks up pace. But the graphics are hitting in this shit. Man, they really buckled down when it came to the technical aspects of this game. I got reflective light on the characters that really pops, but unlike in Jump Force, where, it looks like they just took a bath in Vaseline and slid down the slipperiest slide in Silicon, Saskatchewan, you shoot enemies and they chunk away like the cafeteria meat at your elementary school. So that's a thing, I guess. You can shoot people and they actually fall or tumble around based on, you shoot a guy in the knee and he takes a knee. Shout out Colin Kaepernick, by the way. You're walking around through corridors of an empty factory and there's faucets dripping because one of the zombies just bought a new Patek. So there's a lot of drip. There's ripping sounds and leaks and screams as you're walking through the hallway. So when you're sitting there at 3 a.m. with your headphones on, and you're like, oh fuck, who the fuck was that? It's the IRS. Nope, it's just a zombie and this game's excellent sound design. Big thing, if those of you who played Doom 3, when you'd walk around and you'd see an enemy and they did not stay down, where you'd have to turn around, boom, you kill a guy, and you'd have to set him on fire like you did in Evil Within Doom 3, you turn around, shoot him again. Yeah, this is all back. You gotta put a full fucking clip into some people to kill him. Wasn't the biggest fan of that. I get it, it's supposed to insinuate, to stretch out the horror, to make it seem more scary. Oh, I just took down this guy, but he's still like, it's just lazy game design. Just let me finish the level. I don't care about this. But hit or miss, I guess, on that one. All the characters you're introduced in the main story are fairly interesting, but they're killed off or forgotten, or they went somewhere and you assume they made it out or they got killed. It's just, I wish they had done more with it. I guess, I get that it's a remake of an old game from an era when in-depth characters and character development, all this stuff, it wasn't as big. But, you made a modern game. You could add the modern flair while keeping the old ways of the original, But you got these cutscenes in the game. A character might say 2 lines, and then it's just a crowd of zombies shows up. There's nothing. What is this? Any zombie thing I've seen ever? This. It's just, I wish that a little more effort had gone into it, fleshing out these cutscenes. If the cutscenes are from the ground up, you could have just animated those, add a little more flair to the character, but just having this, kept it the same, I wasn't really a big fan of it. Controls feel just as fluid as 4 or 5, you can move around, you can shoot while you move, you can hit the B button, you snap back, you turn around. It's all standard fare, If you're a Resident Evil fan, you'll like this one. Horror, action, serious but over-the-top story, plenty of plot holes, plot twists, rooms full of puzzles. collectibles, A side, B side missions, C side. All the same. It's the same stuff. It's the same stuff from Resident Evil. If you liked the last good Resident Evil, this is another good Resident Evil. The game succeeds in what it accomplishes on a technical level. That was the big thing for me, was looking at everything on a technical level. From a technical aspect, game was real good. Everything else, standard Resident Evil. If you like that, you might say it's good. If you don't, you don't. This game's not going to change your opinion or really offer anything new for people that have not played Resident Evil. It's a Resident Evil game. But it delivers in the non-technical stuff good enough. It's not bad by any sense. Game was pretty solid overall. But noting this, I haven't experienced anything in the past Resident Evil games that really stood out in this, that were different. You're getting more or less the same experience. Again, the game succeeds the most in just taking a game that was like, 3-4 console generations ago and just making it modern. That's where it shines. Modern masterpiece on a technical scale. I'd put this up there with Modern Warfare Remastered. This is one of the best ones I've seen if you did a side-by-side. All in all, I left the game feeling satisfied enough. More of a been there, done that feel. I played through the game originally once as Claire, and I played maybe about 30 minutes of Leon. After finishing it once with Claire, I looked up the other stuff on YouTube and saw what was offered in the other campaign, but it wasn't really interesting enough to do it again. Different weapons, character interactions, directions of travel on the map, boss battles are just little things like that. If you're a diehard Resident Evil fan, it's enough to play through this game 6 different times to get every single ending. I am a very novice Resident Evil fan. It's a good enough series, but I'm not getting hard from it or anything. You got different collectibles, different achievements, but it's not worth another 15 hours in my opinion. But it was a pretty good game. 8 out of 10 is probably what I'd score it as. Everything on the technical aspect really succeeded. Story was hit or miss. Gameplay was good. Great atmosphere, sound design. I just was really good at modernizing a classic, but did not really offer anything new if you were expecting something different. But I could recommend it to some people. So, hey, Capcom's not paying me for this review, but if you want to go buy it. If not, then don't. It doesn't matter to me. This channel's got like 7 fucking subscribers, so hey, I don't care.